Welcome back, everybody. Here another edition of Whatever Wednesday, and it's only fitting it is Army Navy week this coming Saturday, my favorite game of the year. Last time we gave some shine to the Navy midshipmen in their Flexbone offense. We got to give some love to the Army Black Knights in this episode. Now, what is going to be different about last episode to this one? Last episode was an online head-to-head game. This one we are actually going to focus on using this offense to beat the computer. I know a lot of people run this kind of offense in a dynasty. I've gotten a few comments from people who say they're struggling to run this against the computer, so we're going to focus just on how I think this playbook is going to work best to help you beat the computer. Even my own dynasty, I run with NIU. I use the Flexbone offense. I use the Navy playbook, but I do think there are some really good things in the Army playbook that will help, especially early on, as your offensive line might not be the highest overall. I think Army has some really good options for that. So we're going to go take a look at those in practice mode, look at the whole Army team, and then we are going to do another film review, but this time against the computer. We're using Army against Kansas on HEISMAN difficulty to show that, yes, this playbook can work even at, I think it's like a 12 overall disadvantage or something like that. And we're also going to talk a little bit more about what I do on defense. It's really not that different what I do against the computer versus what I do in an online head-to-head game, but the offense is quite a bit different. So first, let's head over to practice mode. I'll show you guys the formations I would recommend, especially if you don't have a very good offensive line. If you're early on in your dynasty, you're still building that team up, your offensive line. When you run Flexbone, the guys just come crashing in immediately. Like, Army's got some options for you. So let's go head into practice mode and take a look. Yeah, sure, we can just go against Air Force. We'll keep this Heisman difficulty too. Yeah, like I said, there's just a few different things in the Army playbook that is going to help a lot when you're at an overall disadvantage. Because if your offensive line isn't good enough and you're going against a good defensive line, the Flexbone, it can collapse very quickly, very easily. It's like we even saw when I was using Army online, I don't know, a month or a month and a half ago when we matched up against Alabama. I abandoned the Flexbone pretty quickly. At least those, a lot of quick runs and things that we were doing, and went to more of a passing attack because the Alabama defensive line against this Army offensive line, there's not a lot you're going to be able to do. So starting with here, just the Flexbone, this is all going to be pretty much the exact same as it is in Navy. There might be a play or two different within each variation, but you got all the same stuff here that you do in the Navy playbook as well. And just like Navy, you're going to base it out of Flexbone normal. Close and tight are good for running to the outside. U off has the rocket toss, that's the best one. East is good, you have a good fullback dive and halfback dive. Quick hitters up the middle. Tackle over, I still haven't really done much with, so I can't really say much about that. Trio right, spread the defense out, hit them up the middle. But the big advantage, in my opinion, of this Army playbook is all these variations of pistol. So we have full house, train, strong slot open, and open flex. Now, in each one of these different variations, you have a big variety of run plays, a lot of triple options, halfback off tackle, triple option going the other way. QB reads, like this zone read play is a really good one. Just a halfback slam, a good power run. So we'll start here with full house, which was in the Navy playbook, but we just never really used it. And we'll just start with zone read, and we'll put them in a random defense. So in a situation like this, you would just flip it, hit X and then R2 or right trigger, just because they have those two standing outside linebackers over there on the right. So now our read key is going to be all the way the defensive lineman on the left. So we just got to see if he is crashing in or staying out. He was staying out a little bit, but he almost got too far outside, so I didn't hate keeping that. We'll try it again here, and I forgot I was running this play. I thought I was running triple option. So you keep it there with daily and get outside. While I'm on the topic of daily, this just reminded me. EA, the people who make this game, why are you doing Bryson Daly so dirty? So I'm going to go into coaching, depth chart. There's actually a few things I should have changed in here first anyway. But our last episode with Navy, with Horvath, who's awesome. I love Blake Horvath, don't get me wrong. Bryson Daly has had a much better year. He has been the much better player this year. He is slower than Daly, and he only gets option king. Well, or he's slower than Horvath, excuse me. And Daly only gets option king, whereas Horvath gets like head first and downhill as well as option king. Bryson Daly's ran for what, 28 touchdowns this season? Give the man something other than option king. EA, if you're out there, if you're listening, boost Bryson Daly. You just did a boost like a week ago. Nothing for Daly? Really? This guy should be at the Heisman ceremony in New York. EA, help him out. Help him out. But that's all that to say, he's still a fun quarterback to use. He's still 85 speed with Platinum Option King, but he should be better. Halfbacks, we do have a change here. This Robinson, we are going to put him in at halfback 1. Stewart's going to go at halfback 2. So now both of our wing backs out of Flexbone, and a lot of this pistol stuff that uses 2 halfbacks. I think it's actually just full house. I think everything else is either tight ends or fullbacks. But then we have 290 speeds here. Fullback, Udo, another monster who should be better than this in the game. He needs to have some abilities too. He's had another fantastic season. 84 overall, 86 speed. You could boost each of those by 3, and I think you'd be closer to where he should be. And he needs head first, he needs downhill, he needs workhorse, he needs something. This guy's a monster. EA, help Army out, boys. Wide receiver, we don't have a 96 speed, but we do have 2 94 speeds. The second one is just hiding down here. He is a 60 overall though, so, and he's 5'9", 175, which isn't great, but I do like having him up there for the speed. And then we would just put Reynolds back here at wide receiver 3. So in terms of offense, that's the only adjustments we would make to this team. Now we can look at something else here in Full House. They do have a few interesting wrinkles in here that you can kind of build on. So first is just halfback off tackle, right? This is just going to be a run to the left from number 22 here, who's your halfback 2. So how Full House sets up, your halfback 1 is directly behind your quarterback, your halfback 2 is to the right, your fullback is to the left. So that is how this sets up. And of course you can flip it, so then Udo would be running this to the right, or you can just keep it as is and it'll be Stewart taking this to the left. So just a little halfback off tackle. It's good out of this formation for almost exactly what we saw there. Yeah, exactly what we saw there. The Full House, it kind of condenses their defense a little bit, not as much as some other formations do, but it's going to keep them a little tighter. You can take that off tackle and get it outside all the way to the left. But then a wrinkle we can add on top of that is going to be the triple option at a Full House. So it's going to be very similar. We can either, whoops, I always hit the wrong button there. Oh my gosh, I'm just in shambles now. Just take a random play, please. Okay, so we can either keep the kind of off-tackle motion there. Udo is still going left to block, but Robinson, instead of going out to block there as well, is going to be peeling back to the right. We read that defensive end on the right and decide, is this going to Stewart on what's essentially an off-tackle, or hold A, keep it with Daly, and turn this into an option play. So we'll see if we can get this read right. Yeah, keep it with Daly, pitch it, get outside Robinson, perfect. That's pretty much exactly how you want it to set up, where that defensive end's going to crash in, then you just have one defender out there to try to guard Daly and Robinson. Good luck, buddy. Good luck. What I do have a bad habit of, and I believe is going to come up in the game a couple times. Again, this was recorded, the game was recorded a few days ago, so I don't fully remember what happened, so I think it works best if I don't really know the ins and outs of every play that I call and every decision that I make. But I can guarantee you there's going to be multiple times where I pitch that way too late and it's a fumble. I can guarantee that's going to happen. So here we're going to try this one more time. That time, yeah, we just got to give it to 22 because that defensive end was standing there. It's ready to come after us. So again, just read that defensive end. That little orange has to be an R, but it looks like an A. But that little orange tag. And then we keep it with Daly. And then just keep it the whole way. Then once you see that animation change when your quarterback is running, it's too late to pitch it. You got to keep it. I mean, you could pitch it, but it's too late to do like the more accurate pitches. I want to see if I can I want to fumble one here. Oh, nope, he's crashed inside. I want to get an example of us fumbling. Let's see if I can get one. Here, maybe. All right, come get me. Fumble. Yes, perfect. So then when you do pitch it too late and fumble it, this is the best thing to do. Click on to that running back and slow down and go get that ball. If you're sprinting at the ball, you're going to run right past it. You're not going to pick it up. You got to slow down, almost feel like you're walking towards the ball. Then you'll pick it up almost every time. Keep it from being a total disaster. I would like to get one more here. No, he'll make that pitch. Of course he'll make that pitch. But yeah, click onto the running back the pitch was supposed to go to. Let go of turbo or speed boost, whatever you want to call it, R2, right trigger. And then you can just walk and go pick that ball up. And I believe that comes up in this game. I'm sure. I'm actually pretty confident that's going to come up in the game. Just those 2 plays out of Full House are really good. We're only focusing on run plays in this. There are some decent pass plays out of here too, especially in some of these other formations. But if I remember right, I don't think we passed the ball one time. Against the computer on Heisman, I'm pretty sure we run the ball every single play. And this is another big thing why it's so nice to have these different pistol formations, so we can run the ball every play without that adaptive AI catching on too much, because you can run a lot of the same concepts, but if they're out of different formations, it kind of counts as different runs, I believe, and the adaptive AI isn't going to react quite the same. So now we're looking at pistol train. There's 3 at least, maybe 4 really good run plays out of here. Number 1 here is stretch. So what I like to do from this stretch here is you can actually audible your second halfback, or not audible, motion him over to the right, and then now we're running stretch to the right with the extra blocker out there, and then we can just cut our way through there with Robinson, and we're in for the touchdown. Stretch, really good. What I also love out of this is these 2 runs. I know one is power, one is, power O and halfback 16 power. So what the difference between these 2 is, you can kind of see it on the play art here, is A, who is pulling, and B, what gap you're trying to run to. So power O, our left guard is going to be pulling on this play, and this is going to be more of an inside run. I keep doing that. This is going to be more of an inside run where we're trying to hit almost the B gap on the right, so kind of between the right guard and right tackle. You can, of course, bounce it outside if the run dictates it, but on both of these run plays, the second halfback here is going to motion over to the right by himself, so we don't have to move him over there. Yeah, they came after us there. But on both of these run plays, I want to see if we can get this to actually work right. You almost get a little speed burst right when you hand it off. Like right when your halfback gets it, you can feel a little bit of extra speed coming from your halfback. Let's see. Oh, nope, not really. But you can still see right when we got that, our halfback was, I'm telling you, they get a speed burst on this run and the other one. Because I think it's just because they're running, you're essentially starting at the gap that they want you to run through, which will get you a speed burst. Like, it's really good. Both of these runs, see the power. Oh, okay, I tried to bounce it outside, but yeah, both of these runs, you get that little speed burst, helps a lot. Left guard pulls, try to seal that edge, just no blocking. This is a terrible example, guys. You are really not helping me here. How about against double mug? Just give me a gap. There we go. as I get 4 yards. But no, this is a good run play, despite what we're seeing right now against Air Force. They are just bottling this run up. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable what Air Force is doing to us here. We got to be able to run against this front, boys. There we go. That was better. Okay, so now let's go look at the other run play here. So our other one is going to be halfback 16 power. So on this one, the left guard's not pulling. The right guard is going to pull and try to set an edge to the outside. So this one we're going almost off tackle, ideally. So watch the right guard. Bang, he pulls outside. That guy just pushes the defender right at us. Hold that block. We have so much room to run. Let's see. We'll try this again. Right guard's going to pull. Tries to go get that edge. There we go. Then we set that little gap. We get that little speed burst. A good chunk of 15. Both these run plays are really good. Pistol train, really good. And just kind of, I don't remember if I touched on this yet or not, but the main reason I like this Army playbook for those lower overall teams is the pistol gives you so much more room to set up these runs versus Flexbone. When you're in that Flexbone under center, it's so much easier for the defense to just bang right in you right away. You just have nowhere to go. At a pistol, you get that extra little second even to try to let either the block set up or try to find a gap for you to run through. So that's why I think as a lower overall team, if you're outmatched, I think this Army playbook is going to be a little bit better for you. They also have the power option here at a pistol train. So this one, it's kind of like a load option. There's no, it's not a triple option. There's no way to run this up the middle. This is just daily getting outside and then trying to read when to pitch it. So he's kind of containing us. I didn't get that pitch off, really. I am very, especially against the computer, I am very, very guilty, like I was saying earlier, of waiting until the last possible second to try to get a pitch. So I want that defense to be as close to the quarterback as possible before I pitch it off. And it can lead to issues, but it can also lead to setting up some good plays. See, there's an issue. See, now click on, slow down, and just make sure you pick it up and try to get back as many yards as you can. There's an example there. But yeah, I am really bad about pitching super, super late. Alright, let's see if we can get this to actually work. I need you to go get a block out there, Stuart. Go get that block. Oh, we're just keeping that with Daly. Stewart gets the block. Daly turns the corner. You don't even have to pitch it every time. That's something I got to learn, too. I don't have to pitch every time. You can just keep it and run with your quarterback, man. I'm really bad about that. So that's Pistol Train. Pistol Strong. You just have a regular halfback stretch. That is an awesome run play. We also have a triple option. We have a power option. We have an off tackle. So this Pistol Strong, kind of like Full House, it has various plays that kind of work with each other. We have that off tackle and triple option that we had in Full House. But then we also have a triple option slip, which is a triple option going the other way. So off tackle is a run to the left. Triple option, you can either do the off tackle to the left or triple option out to the right. Triple option slip is a triple option for your halfback to either run up the middle, or your fullback is going to motion around to the left and become your option. So let's see. Then pitch it to Udo. Didn't get many yards, but you can see how that would all kind of work together pretty well. We'll just keep that up the middle. That's another thing. I gotta remember, I can keep these too. I don't have to always keep it and try to do some crazy pitches, but it's so much more fun. It's just more fun to keep it and try to make something happen with your quarterback. Can we get that off? Oh yeah. And then typically what I like to do on the pitches too is to do the hold LB pitch. If you don't know, there are two different pitches you can do on these. I'll try to show both. There's a tap LB, which is going to kind of float a little more, but it's going to be more accurate. So they say. I prefer the hold LB pitch. It has a little more steam on it, and typically your halfback's going to catch it with his momentum going a lot better than the floaty pitch. So that one, that one was the float one. That was just a tap LB, floated out there. Allegedly more accurate, but I think it's harder for your halfback to keep his momentum going. I'm just keeping these every single time, by the way. See, like that was a perfect example of the strong pitch. This was more bulleted out. Udo keeps his momentum going. That's typically what I'll do the strong pitch almost every time. Anything else out of here really worth looking at? Because the off tackle and triple option, it's pretty much the same kind of stuff. Power option, all pretty similar to what we already went over. Now, strong slot open. This is going to be 3 receivers and Udo. Your fullback will be in on this formation. That double screen looks interesting. We don't try it in this one though, but I don't know about it. This one, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the more spread out Flexbone, like a trio right. If you want to get the defense more spread out, then run like a power O or even a triple option or any of these runs up the middle. I think both this and open flex are going to be a good way to do that. Kind of spread the defense out a little bit. Try to hit them with a halfback dive or a lead read option or just regular read option. Any of those runs up the middle, again, just spread the defense out. So that is our overview of the Army pistol offense. I think it's really good. Like if I was starting a new Flexbone triple option dynasty, I would pick the Army playbook over the Navy playbook, at least until I built up my offensive line. What I'm also going to do here before we get into the game, I'm going to show you guys, if you guys haven't watched my NIU Dynasty, I'm going to go over the team there and kind of how I would approach building a Flexbone team, because obviously it's going to be very different compared to how you would build a regular Dynasty team if you're running like an air raid or a more pass heavy attack. What I think has been working pretty well. We're going to go over that really quick, then we'll get into our game. So here are our Northern Illinois Huskies. Got them up to a 90 overall. We're in year 9 of this dynasty. Quarterback, speed, acceleration, agility, change of direction. All very, very important. We got this gentleman, Gio Laborn. I typically have always just looked for scrambler quarterbacks because they are more likely to get option king, which is the number one ability. I believe that'd be the number one ability you would want on your quarterback. And yeah, this guy's awesome. 96 acceleration, 99 agility, 99 change of direction, 86 speed. Very, very good. Halfbacks, we pretty much just look for speed, excel, and that's pretty much it for our top of the line halfbacks. So we have Leal and Maggio are our 2 starting halfbacks. All the abilities are fine. We don't care that much about abilities. In this dynasty, it's really just getting that speed and acceleration on both of these guys. Fullback, typically what I do for fullback is I just convert halfbacks and turn them into fullbacks. So that's what we did for both Sun and Mangum. Just halfbacks with good size. Like he's 6'1", 230, still 88 speed, and then it's like trucking and break tackle are kind of the other things I really look at for who I want to turn into fullbacks. Yeah, 82 break tackle, 86 trucking. This guy is, Andre Sun's been carrying the squad. Absolutely carrying the squad. Wide receivers, what we look for. I pretty much only look at physical wide receivers because I want guys who can win those blocks when they're one-on-one on the outside. If we're running like a rocket toss from you off, that wide receiver on the left has to be able to block that corner one-on-one. So I want those big physical wide receivers, 6'4". He's physical, but he's only 6'1", 6'5", 6'4", 6'5". We got some big boy wide receivers. And then I like looking for speed too. Those are all my favorite things at wide receiver. Tight end, I kind of just get whatever. We have a possession and a blocking tight end. I don't think these are as important. Now, what I should have done at left tackle, and I don't think I did this quite right for this team, is tackles. I think I would prefer power over agile. Just because our tackles are never really like pulling. They're never really, like quick drop is nice to have, but we don't pass enough for that to really matter. So I do think on tackles I should have gone more power, versus guards I should have gone agile. Like this Thomas Cameron is a perfect guard for us. Second level, screen enforcers, whatever, quick step, quick drop. He is a perfect guard for the Flexbone offense. So I think agile is great for your guards, and I would go power at center. And of course, I actually don't, but what I should have done if I was thinking better is, and also it's NIU, I kind of have to get what I can get, is gone power at your tackles and your center and agile on your guards. I think is probably the better way to do this. I mean, power's not bad at your guards either, because, you know, having like a strong grip ability is really good, but when they're pulling, then like he's not gonna be very good because he's only 68 speed. He has decent excel though, but I think for guards it's better to have more agility, a little more speed, and then a power tackle. Like pass protector tackle, there's no need for us to have a pass protector tackle, but he was a 5-star green gem, so that's why that's pretty much why we went after him. But really this Jabu Long would be the better starting tackle for us with the inside shield, ground and pound. He's power. He would be a better starting tackle for us, but that is what it is. So that is how I've built a dynasty team, and you know, we're up to 90 overall. When I play with that team, they're incredible. I love using that team. Alright, well I think that covers pretty much everything for us here with the Army Pistol. How I like to build a dynasty team for the Flexbone. Now I think we're ready. We're just going to hop into our game here. Army against Kansas on HEISMAN difficulty. And I am going to talk a little bit more about the defense here too. I know somebody requested that last time. Defense, the defense I run is fairly simple, so we can go over that here too. Let's get into it. Here we are in the game. I can actually have my face here just to show, whoops, that's not my face. There it is. So we are at an 8 overall disadvantage. Our offense is only 76, defense is 70, going against Kansas on HEISMAN difficulty. We'll see how we can do. So we will be starting off on defense in this one, and what all I like to do on defense, and this is for both going against the computer and online, this is why I have those house rules in our dynasty, is I will just sit in the same play and then adjust accordingly to what the other person is doing. Against the computer, obviously they're not going to have the same tendencies a person has. You know, you're playing somebody online, they like to throw a lot of corner routes or whatever. You can adjust and guard that a little bit better. Against the computer, I don't change any like coach adjustments or anything like that, and I'm pretty much just going to sit in this one play and do the same adjustments every single time. There's just a few small things I do a little bit differently. But we're going to be a nickel over. We're changing our sub linebacker and putting outside linebackers in at defensive ends. And we call overload 3 seam. That is going to be our play here on defense. And our adjustment is, so yeah, out of overload 3 seam, our adjustment is this strong safety. So our slot corner's right here. He's blitzing. This linebacker is blitzing. This safety's in a purple zone. Our adjustments we make is this safety, instead of being in a purple, is going to be in a hook curl. So he's going to come down and guard right here. Instead of the slot corner blitzing, he's taking that purple zone. And then this linebacker is going to stay blitzing. That's about it. And then I'll shade up, shade over the top, or shade underneath to turn off match coverage. Usually I'll shade over the top, just typically. And then like what I did here with the defensive line is shift them the opposite way of the running back. Because if he's running, and it's Devin Neal, so we definitely got to worry about him running, he's typically going to be running this way. So we want to shift everybody over that way. And then we just kind of use her over the middle. They just hit a quick RPO and that's fine. Yeah, overload 3 seam. Let's see, I'll show my play art here. I figured I would have, but no, I didn't. But that right there was a good reason I like this play. Watch the blitzing linebacker. He helps a ton with these runs. Just comes right through the middle. He's there, forces him into that number 40, who's actually in a purple zone there, so he doesn't crash in like he would be on most other run plays. He stays out there and can guard the outside. So now 2nd and 12, we're going to do the same kind of thing here. He's in the hook curl. He's in a purple zone, so he's watching him. He's kind of going out. So our responsibility right away is anybody coming in this zone. We don't have anybody coming over here, so we're going to go help out over here. So he's on a deep third, so he's watching that. The purple zone over here is watching Neal. We got to go help with this guy. Just a little too slow. But we do get the knockout. And here's the whole play art after the adjustments we make. So the hook curl, purple zone, blitzing, purple zone over here. And what I probably did here too was play sticks. So all the hook zones and the purple zones will all be playing at 12 yards. Typically that's what I'll do in like a 3rd or a 4th and decently long. I got to go watch that. Yep. So again, this was kind of about knowing where our weaknesses is, and you can tell I definitely played sticks. There's our hook curl, there's one purple zone, there's one purple zone. But if we back this up for a second, we know since there's nobody else really over here, we'd have to watch Devin Neal if he was on a streak or something. But since there's nobody else in this area, our main concern is actually going to be this number 5 here on the left. So once he comes out and goes vertical, we're following that as best we can. So watch this number 5, watch where we go, just bam, right to him, peel back, we know what route that is. And then, another thing I've had somebody ask about, so if you don't know what I do here, watch how this purple zone, he starts coming down after the quarterback. When the quarterback's out scrambling like that, click in your right stick and it's going to send the nearest zone defender at the quarterback. So in an instance like that, it was perfect because he wasn't guarding anything anyway. So we click in the right stick, bam, he goes down after Daniels, make sure he has nowhere to run, 4th and 9. Our ball. Let's see. We do start in just pistol full house right away. Okay. With the triple option. I like this. Against this defense specifically, I actually really like this. And just from the setup of it, it looks like we should keep this with Daly. But we have to read this this defender right here. So let's see if we actually do it right. Keep it. Perfect. Pitch it. Yep. Beautiful. That works. We'll take it easy 6. We'll take easy 6. Oh, and I forgot to make my depth chart changes that we went over in practice mode. So we'll go do that now. Get Stewart out of there. Get Robinson there. And there is another thing here that I didn't talk about. Against computer specifically, I always go to chew clock and conservative. Always, always, always. I don't think it's worth being unbalanced. And I want to make sure these games, we get through the clock a little bit quicker, especially when we're at a talent disadvantage like this. So what did we call here? I should show my play art, I hope. Nope, I don't. Oh, it was just stretch. Just stretch, and just take it outside. Just read your blocks, take the stretch all the way to the outside. Another easy gain for us. Staying in strong slot open. Looks like we're going, yeah, we went triple option this time. This again looks like it should be keep from early on. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. That was perfect. That one. I love me a good triple option. I love me a good triple option. So watch this defensive end here. At first, it almost looks like he is staying out to contain, but then he goes hard after number 6. So then we can keep that with daily. See, like right here, it almost looks like he's staying out in a contain. But this is another advantage of being in the pistol. It gives us a little extra time to make this read. So now we can see he's actually going after Udo. We can keep this with daily. We got one defender out here. This is a perfect setup for it. Let the defender get close to the quarterback. Like, this is what I was saying earlier. This is 100% going to bite us in the future. Let that defender get close to us before pitching it. We're going to wait too long. I guarantee we are going to wait too long. So now we went with the read option. So this either is going to go to number 22, going to the left, or we hold A, keep it with daily, take it out to the right, reading this guy. This should be kept with daily. Yes. 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 Now we're going to some Flexbone. I didn't think I went to Flexbone in this game. Okay. What did I call? Is that load option? It is. Wild. Wild move. Keep it with daily. Okay. Not sure why we decided to change it up here, but we do. Now we're going to east. This is just a run up the middle. That's the only thing I call out of east, is runs up the middle. Look at Udo. Look at him fight. Look at that battle-tested Udo. Way to go, buddy. Do I go back to pistol yet? No? Oh, you off. So rocket toss. That's the only thing I call out of you off. It's going to be a rocket toss to the left. Now, no, the first thought here is going to be run this to the right, you know, where you have more room to run. But I don't hate running rocket toss to the left from the left hash because everybody, I mean, this is against the computer. This is more of an online, you know, playing somebody else thing. Everybody's going to expect you to run it to the wide side. If you run it to the weak side, you can usually catch people off guard. And against this defensive front, I don't hate it either. As long we just need this tackle to block here, our tight end to get either the safety or this linebacker, and our receiver out here on the left that you can't really see to hold that block on that cornerback. And I think this could be pretty good. I'm not sure why I went back to Flexbone, but I don't hate it. Of course I don't hate it. Let's see. So yeah, he went and got that end. The tight end is going up for that safety. The guard is actually going for that middle linebacker. This is setting up beautifully. We just need that wide receiver to hold this block. Yep. Touchdown, Army. Let's go, boys. Back on defense, we're doing the same thing. The big thing you have to be careful about, though, is since it is a nickel defense and we keep auto flip on, who we're adjusting changes based on the offense they come out in. So our slot corner is actually over here on the right this time, and we always want the hook curl to be on the guy right above the slot corner. So last possession, it was this safety every single time. Now we actually have to do it on this safety, and we're going to be using this linebacker here. But other than that, it's all essentially set up the same. Yeah, I was shaded over the top there, so they were able to throw that RPO. If somebody is throwing a ton of RPOs, I'll switch to shading underneath. But typically, I'm always going to be shading over the top for the most part. Get myself back over in that area. And this is another reason I actually really like this play. This number 40 is actually on a zone here. So on these kind of read option kind of plays, he's not really crashing down as much. He's going to stay out and help almost be a contain without actually being in a contain. So you can see our other defensive line all comes in. He's kind of going out and just standing there, waiting to see what happens because he's in a zone. He's not in a pass rush or anything like that. So he stands there and waits, gets the tackle on Devin Neal. Got them in a 3rd and 10. Like I said, just find a defense you're comfortable doing and just sit in it. That's the best way, in my opinion, to play defense. Play around with it, find the different adjustments you like to do. And then that was just, I don't know what the computer was doing there. It just threw right at, that's just an outside third. And he was just following the whole way. Was the pressure getting in? Is that why that was a bad throw? So this blitz usually does, nope, just a bad throw. Just a bad throw. We'll take it. I tried to run backwards to give us more room for our offense, and then I do show here just to be 100%. This is all on Heisman, just to be clear. So now 1st and 10 of the 25, we're going back into full house, either off tackle or or triple option. It is the triple option. Again, we're just reading that defensive lineman there. It's another pretty. Ooh, I thought that was gonna be a fumble. But we actually got 7 yards out of there. It looked like we made the right read here again. This defensive end is our read. Oh yeah, you can't see that. And that was awful late. That was an awful late pitch, but we get away with it. Take our 7 yards. We won't get away with that one all game, I'll tell you that much. Now we're staying in full house, and I think we just go off tackle. Yeah. And this is actually a really good setup for it here, too, because look how condensed this defense is. We should be able to take this and get outside here to the left. So off tackle, usually you're trying to cut up right here. But against a set like this, I'm looking more if we can get all the way outside to the left. It kind of depends what this guy does. Let's see. Okay, so he kind of did go out, and there does seem to be an opening here, so I should probably cut this straight up. Yeah, see, I should have cut that right up. He was almost out there on like a contain or something. Now we're going to pistol train. Power O or... probably power O. On a 3rd and 3, more concerned about getting this first down. Yes, it is power O because we can see that left guard has that little thing. That means he's going to be the pulling guy here. So he's in motion. We have the puller over here. Power O. Just trying to get a first down, if anything else. Well, I mean, we're already up 7, so we're working clock a little bit. If we can get a first down here, that's great. Oh, my goodness. Hello. Hello, Army. Hello, boys. Yep, and there's that little speed burst in there too. There's that little speed burst in there on that power O. Easy as can be for the Army Black Knights, up 14-0 now on Kansas. And we're just not changing anything on defense. We're still doing the same thing. You can kind of see the play art there. Again, hook curls, purple zones, blitzing linebacker. Same. Oh, I actually remember this. So as soon as we see this guy go into motion, this guy, I don't know why I'm pointing at you, like you can tell. As soon as we see this running back go into motion, I switch really quick. Instead of shading over the top and having purple zones, I shade underneath and turn them into hard flats. So we're very worried about this being like a swing or something to this halfback. So we'll see if we can see this pop up over here really quick, but I'm going to try. I don't know if I get it off. Hit Y and down on the right stick really quick. Turn those purple zones into hard flats. See, it didn't pop up, but we definitely did, because look how he played that. He's coming right down on it. So we definitely switched this to hard flats. Bang, bang, hard flats, and he is just immediately on him there. Yeah, those hard flats are going to be really good for guarding RPOs, halfback swings, anything like that. So that was nice we were able to switch that. They go for a screen pass, but the blitz comes through there. Pressure gets in, gets the sack. 3rd and 19 for Kansas now. We're probably setting this up the exact same way, and then guarding sticks. So again, Y and LB or L1, and yeah, it was the same play as earlier. The exact same play as earlier. Verticals. We just take that inside receiver from the left, send in our purple zone to go get some pressure on Daniels. Hold another 4th down. Now we're back in pistol strong. Looks like that power option. Ooh, that was lucky. That was lucky. I mean, I either have to pitch this like right now or just take our loss with Daly. I should not have pitched this. There's no world I should pitch this. Really, what I probably should have done is try to cut this upfield right here, or even potentially back to the right. I don't think we've been able to go anywhere with Daly. But just take our, gain of 0 and move on to 2nd and 10 instead of risking this. That was a risky one. But that was another example of why I prefer triple options over like a load option or power option. Give me, in case it is totally blown up like that, give me the chance to hand it off to somebody else and maybe get some yards. So we go back to the triple option here, reading this defensive end, keep it, pitch it. Yep, that was way too late. That was way too late. Way too late. Really, I should have probably kept this here with Daly and gone right up here. It's amazing how watching this back, it's like, that's so obvious. Why didn't I just keep this with Daly and cut this up the field? I guess, he was there. So, again, though, that's another one. Just get what you can with Daly instead of run straight into this defender. Like, when I'm in this position, I can't pitch it. I can't pitch it from here. But we try. And then we do our click on, slow down, and just go make sure we pick up the ball. Slow down, pick it up. Try to get a few yards back here at least. So 3rd and 17. We are coming out in a pass. I didn't think we passed once. Maybe I do. I mean, this is a pretty good looking pass play here. Like this corner out short is on. They are pressed up. The safeties are kind of inside. So this might be just like a 2-man under defense, something like that. The CPU never really hides their defense. So if we keep this play, I think I'd look for short. Maybe put Udo on a streak. Because if it is 2-man under, we'd want something to keep this... If he's in a deep half, we'd want something to keep him busy. So either streak on Udo, and then try to throw to one of those two, wherever that safety doesn't go. Maybe. Oh, we just go for a flood. Yeah, I don't hate the flood idea. But again, I think this deep half safety, if it is a deep half, is going to kind of mess us up here. No, it's not a deep half. But just nobody's open. Just nobody to go to on that one, right? I didn't see anything. This curl route, I guess if we timed that curl route, we could have gotten that. Corner route, no. Streak, no. Yeah, nowhere to go. Just throw it away. I'm fine taking a penalty there. That time we actually did minimize our damage. It's a lot better than throwing in interception, so we'll take it. Yep, staying in our overload 3 seam here again, shifting that defensive line to the right because of where Neil is set up. I should have been back over the middle there. So our zone is like essentially right in here. And something must distract me here. Yeah, no, I'm just kind of stuck in no man's land here, honestly. I gotta stay on this guy. They did have that on the right. Corner routes are gonna get open against this defense, typically. Yep, shift the D-line over, get ourselves in a different spot to help. Take that guy over the middle, perfect. Would have liked a different animation on that instead of just the backhanded swat. It's thrown right at you like that, but okay. Okay. 3rd and... So we are shading underneath here for the hard flats because it's 3rd and 6. And they just hit a little curl route. And I was hoping it was going to guard a curl route better, but shading underneath with a deep zone, that's not going to guard. That's not going to guard a curl route. It just isn't. Yeah, same setup. I fell way behind. And I don't know what number 40 was doing on this after he catches his ball. Watch number 40. I didn't even click on him at that point. That was a computer just stopped dead in his tracks. The 2nd and 3 now at the 16. We're not... What I could have done is if I set those curl flats to be like 10 or 15 to try to make him throw underneath. But I'm fine with what we did there. So now they are in 5 wide. And I'm still just running that same defense. I'd assume we're shaded underneath. So this is going to be a hard flat over here. This is going to be a hook curl right here. This is going to be a hard flat out here. He's going to be blitzing. So the hook curl should be watching number 4 right away. These guys are all like deep thirds. So we just got to watch kind of right in here. We're really watching 47. If you think of it like that. 47 is kind of our guy on this play. I get in the middle just in case it's like a QB draw or something. We just stand there, we're watching 47, and they threw the curl right at us. Thanks, Jalen. Thanks, right? Jalen. Jaden Daniels is the quarterback for the Commanders. Jalen Daniels is the quarterback for Kansas. Yeah, so into the second half now, 14-0. Got 2 clock on, I believe. It resets at halftime, so always, if you're running 2 clock all the time, make sure to check at the start of the 3rd quarter, because I forget that a lot. We're doing the QB read here again. Did I do that right? So our read key is this guy over here. Looks like the slot corner. I feel like you could go either way on that one because it does look like he's going after the running back. So if we kept that, we might have been able to get out with Daly. But he's also so far back that you can hand it off here with Stewart too. Either way, find that little gap in there. Either way is fine, I think, on that one. Going back to train, and I think we went to power. Yep, see? Again, much like we could tell it was power O because of the left guard, here we can tell it's at halfback 16 power because of the right guard. Try to get this to the outside is going to be the plan. So that right guard's going to pull and try to seal the edge with our number 22. Yep. Yep. See how that's set up so well. That's set up like perfectly. So let's watch this right guard where he goes. He just goes out trying to create this path. A seal here, and an alley there, as Vince Lombardi would say. Run through the alley. Follow that pulling guard. Get yourself a nice gain. Now we're back just running a stretch. I mean, this is probably the best, just easy, quick snap play. Again, look at that gap that these guys set up for us. I'm telling you, the pistol running game with the not great offensive line, the pistol's the way to go, man. Look at that alley we had to run that through. That was crazy. We have 8 for 86 with that Tyrell Robinson. Back in pistol strong. I assume we went triple option. Yes. I like triple option better than, like I said earlier, any of the power option stuff. I think I panicked. I think this was a result of us fumbling that pitch earlier, and I panicked and pitched this way too early. I think it was the right read to keep it. Let's see. We got to look at this defensive end. It's always kind of hard to tell, too, when he gets kind of blocked. But you can tell he's looking at Udo, so I think keeping it was right. That one was more of a guess, though, just because he got kind of chipped by 85, so it was a little harder to actually tell where he was going. So now we go out with Daly, and I don't know. I don't know. This was just a panic move. So really what I should have done is kept this, gone upfield a little bit, let the safety get a little bit closer, and then pitch it off, and then look out here. As long as he's holding this block, there's nobody out there. It still works out okay, but that could have been a lot better if I just held that ball just a little bit longer. Staying in pistol strong. I don't know if we went... Okay, we do that triple option slip. So now we can either give this to Robinson up the middle or keep it and run an option with Udo. Reading this slot corner, it looks like. Keep it. Yep, keep it with Daly. Just keep it with Daly. Get that block out. Hold that block. That's why I like those physical wide receivers on my Dynasty team. Hold that block out there, buddy. And Daly's in for the touchdown. Yeah, right read here. We see everyone's crashing inside. Absolutely the right read here. And I think this was the right decision. I guess I could have pitched it to Udo. But really, I mean, they're both pretty similar speed and everything. So I don't think it really made a huge difference. No, I'm fine with keeping that. And then once we get into this animation, we have to keep it. Like, we can't pitch it after we can see how his run changes from there. Pitching it is out of the question. We're keeping it with Daly. I'm good with that. Now we're going strong slot open. I think power O was a play call here. Do I even show it? I do. Okay. Yes, it is power O. And this also goes back to what I was saying in the practice mode. We go to that slot open, get the 3 receivers on the field, spread their defense out a little bit, then still run inside with a power O. Pulling left guard here, which is why I like the agile offensive lineman. Pulling guard, sets up. Okay. And especially in this instance of the game, we are 100% fine getting 4-yard runs. We are working that clock. We're already up 2 scores. We want to shorten this game as much as possible, considering the talent disadvantage we're at. We want to drain as much clock as we possibly can. So we're back into triple option. Read keys this guy here. Let's see. I should keep it with Daly, but honestly, I'd be fine giving this. Just because there's 2 guys here. This one's kind of hard to tell. This guy's clearly going after the running back. He was technically the read key. But having these 2 defenders crashing down on this side, I'd be fine giving this to the halfback. I doubt I do, though. I do not. Actually, that worked out pretty well. And a super late pitch. Lucky. Lucky, lucky, lucky boy. See, I got to pitch this like a step or 2 earlier. But to be fair to me on this one, I did not expect that cornerback to be flying in out of nowhere like that. But we get the pitch off. Somehow we get it. And they give us a first down. We'll take it. Now we're going back to pistol train. Going back to power O. This has got to be power O, right? Yeah. So it's flipped this time. But it's still power O because the guard on the weak side is the one pulling. And I was looking to see if I could switch to the halfback 16 power there, I bet. Because I'd rather run this to the outside than inside when they came out in a set like that. So now we're going, yeah, now we're just going back to Flexbone. The same thing I talked about last week, the same thing I talked about earlier. Trio right, spread the defense out. This is going to be a run to Udo up the middle. I can guarantee you. That's the only reason I would go to trio right in this spot. Call triple option, this is going to Udo. Yeah. Yeah. Spread the defense out. Give it to your big boy right up the middle. Another Army touchdown. 21-0. I just went ahead and jumped to the end of the game. We didn't really miss a whole lot. Kansas got a touchdown on a long drive. They gave us the ball back with like 3.5 minutes left. And we just anaconda vice, baby. We're holding on to this ball. We're chewing this clock. We'll show the last few minutes here. They've already used one timeout. We're past the 2-minute warning. We're going with a triple option here out of the full house. Oh, I don't like how this looks. I gotta try to just mash LB and pitch this. Yep. As we're getting hit too. That's when Option King does come in handy, because it lets us get away with a lot of that stuff that we shouldn't be able to. But hey, it works. We stay in full house. This has to be off tackle then, right? I don't think I call triple option again. No, yeah, off tackle. Pick up the first down. And that's exactly what we want to. Get the first down by a foot. Like, keep the clock moving as much as we can. And I think I show again we're in HEISMAN, just there's no mid-game shenanigans or anything. We've been on HEISMAN. Now, I think we can just knee it out. They're out of timeouts. Yeah, we just take a knee from here. So that's how we run the Pistol Army offense. Again, I recommend this if you're starting a new team in Dynasty, you don't have the offensive line you need. You're running, even online, I would probably run this with Army next time we use them. Just having that extra second being in the pistol set compared to being in the Flexbone set makes such a big difference with what you're going to be able to do. And defensively, just find a play you're comfortable with. You can make small adjustments here and there, find different things you like to do. Yeah, I stunted on them earlier. It's the computer, who cares? And then we do go over the stats here at the end too, just to show you how we dominated this game on the ground using the Army pistol offense. 30 rushes for 196 yards, 6.5 yards per rush, 0 for 0 passing the ball, 2 for 2 on third downs. So yes, you can beat the computer on HEISMAN using a triple option, all run-based offense. It just might not be Flexbone. I know I love the actual Flexbone too, but without the offensive line, it is so hard to actually run properly. So here's an option for you if you're struggling with that. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you next time. Next week, what are we gonna do next week? Maybe the go-go. I haven't done that in a while. That's a fun one too. But I'll see you guys then. Until then, take it easy.